Hey YTPC, in this video I'm going to be comparing Scottish cake to some Scottish flake. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a comparison between Scottish flake and Scottish cake. So I've prepared some of the flake, chopped it up, and pulled out some of the cake. I tried to make the pieces about the same. Now for the purpose of this comparison, just should note that the flake is 2 years old and the cake was this year, 2022. Now for the comparisons, I'm going to be smoking them in meerschaums. So hopefully there's no chance of any kind of a ghost with a cob or a briar. That hopefully is out of the equation there. So I will get the bowls loaded up and I'll be back. All right, I'm going to do the char lights on both of them. And then we'll get back to the actual smoking in comparison. Okay, the char lights are done on both. Again, the Scottish flake will be in this meerschaum. The Scottish cake will be in this one. So, pretty hard to confuse them, given the difference in the shapes. All right, first up, I'm going to go with the Scottish cake because that's the one I have been smoking. I smoked a bowl of it last night, so I'm going to get that fresh taste of the cake in my palate, and then I will switch to the flake. Okay, so with the cake, getting little peppery flavors to it, maybe a little hay. And a little bit of tart and tangy. Now, I cannot specifically identify a fruit. But there is a little bit of a tart and tangy fruitiness to it. Very smooth. Yeah, definitely peppery on the retro. For me, I'd rate it medium strength. I mean, it's just before noon here, so I could smoke this in the morning or the evening. Of course, I really don't have particular times. But I would say predominantly peppery for me, and then the tart and the tangy fruitiness comes in after that. But on some draws, the pepper's not there at all. But from the other bowls that I've had of the cake, it's pretty consistent all the way from the char light to the last bit of tobacco. Okay, I've got a good sample of that. I'm gonna reset my palate with some water, and then we'll move on to the Scottish Flake. Okay, we're back. Going to, again, char lights have already been done. Going to light up the Scottish Flake. And just as a reminder, this is a 2020 sample, so the flakes here have been aged for 2 years. So I know it's not a direct apples to apples comparison, but it's what I have, so. Subtle difference. I still detect the pepperiness of it for sure. But it seems like the tangy and sweetness is a little more blended. It's a little, I don't know how to describe it, even. I would say this may be maybe a tad smoother, and that could be because of the age. I would say they're both very similar, and you'll have to let me know what you think. This one seems smoother. This one seemed to be a little fuller. Everything it felt stronger to me. The cake did. But like I said, this cake is brand new and just recently opened within 2 weeks. And the flake was 2020. So that's been aged for a while. I think what I'm going to do, just because I'm really getting some fruitiness out of this now, I think I might go back. I know this might make the video a little bit longer, but I think I might go back to the cake, having done this one now, and see how it compares. Yeah, very good. I mean, I'd recommend them both. And I bought a bunch of the Scottish cake, and I fully intend to age those tins. So let's try the cake again and see. Yeah, for me, this one definitely has more spicy pepperiness to it than the flake did. Yeah, I can tell the difference between the two, and it's this one is definitely has a more muted, sweeter flavor to it. So if I had to pick today, I think I would choose the flake over the cake, but I fully think that with time that cake is going to be just the same as this. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I will occasionally smoke out of this jar, but or maybe I'll just let it sit for 6 months and come back to it and see where it is. I hope this video didn't confuse anybody more than answer questions. Because there's not a lot of difference between the two, but there is significantly noticeable difference for me. But I've not been a pipe smoker long enough to know if I can attribute that to the age or not. I'm hopeful because the flavor in this 2-year-old Scottish Flake is really, really good. And like I said, if I had to pick one over the other today, I would say the Flake would win by a nudge. But they're both great. So I I would say they would be, if you like this kind of tobacco, both would be very good. Okay, well that wraps up my attempt at a comparison. I will put a link up here if I can to JC Pipe and Knives. He did a comparison between the two, and everybody's different. They can detect different things. His is probably more helpful than mine was, but I just thought I would give my noobish piper thoughts on the two different ones. Like I said, I tried to pick neutral pipes to eliminate any kind of ghosting or anything that could have been left behind by some other tobacco. And in conclusion, the 2-year-old Flake seems a little smoother, maybe a little sweeter, and the brand new, freshly opened cake was pronounceably peppery, tart and tangy, but still really good. So, all right, that's it. Guess I'm going to try and finish both of these bowls. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.